Tick-tock! Do I hear someone calling out for help?
Tweet! He's Eddie!
Oh, dear!
He's that cool kid, Tweet!
A roasted bird?
I'll stand in their way. Mountains move, dragons rise!
Unlimited firepower! Feeling spiffy? Wiped him out. Let's forward! Let me teach you some moves! Can you find the answer?
Earth shatters, heaven trembles!
Unlimited firepower!
Soaring above the lands, this is permanence!
All for the thrill!
Mountains move, dragons rise!
Let me teach you some moves! Feeling spiffy? Wiped him out! This next round, real gaming! Bonus round! Zero skill, all grind. An inner self fragment belonging to the Sweet Dreams troupe? This is just too surreal. Not a mimic, not interested. We've gathered all the missing parts. Let's hurry back. We don't want to keep Big Ticker waiting.
We're back! As long as you have the... Whoa! It's working! talking! Tick-tock! What's going on?
I'm not qualified to be the real...
No! This is... Ta-da!
Thank you, Clocky. If not for you, I'd never be...
No problem at all.
Oh, my friends! You go forth, my friend!
It's all done! Victory's in sight! Let's head to the final stage.
Congratulations to both of you! Oh, you've overcome all obstacles and proven in the final stage you will face the defending champion. Welcome to the 33rd Scorch Sandfest.
No way. I think I just saw someone. Someone extraordinary.
The drop rates are this bad.
Please wait! My beautiful ladies. By the glorious light of beauty! I never thought I would see you again. In such turbulent times, you're...
Are you a Knight of Beauty?
You've already heard of my humble title elsewhere? Upon hearing of the impending festivities, I commanded the one and only to bring me to Penacony with full haste. Alas, in a cosmos unfortunately, the mini-rabbit mech pilot, stray cat duelist, galactic ninja, and quad-drive Intellitron, along with 32 other souls in distress, all emerged from their predicaments safe and... Saving the world? What a righteous act! No, that won't do! The rules of the contest are sacred, and in... What would be...
That's right. This magnificent dream is built upon the
Oh, To encounter deeds so vile they stir one's very soul. However, present-day Penacony bears no marks of the Stellaron's taint, and the family has always been renowned for spreading harmony.
If I'm not wrong, the Knights of Beauty also received an invitation.
That's right. But what does this have to do with the Stellaron?
Actually, we've already met the Watch.
It's clear to me now. Evidently, you are traveling in pursuit of the Go forth, my dear friend. Beautiful miss. The audition's crown is yours to claim.
Thank you, Knight of Beauty. In that case, let's make our way to the end. Penacony's really thronging with talent. I hope we make it in time.
Congratulations to the both of you on becoming the festive superstars of this. I, on behalf of the organizers, extend my sincere congratulations to you, wishing you joy on. As previously promised, my sister, Mr. Yang, and I have met with the Dream Master. We delved into the truth about Penacony and its both I and the Oak family cannot acquiesce to your request.
Just as
we acknowledge the perspective of you, Nameless. Penacony does require change, but not as you propose. The planet of festivities cannot. Through your journey of overcoming obstacles, you must have glimpsed the essence of that era. The vulnerable ruthlessly eliminated, equality non-existent. Ultimately, only heroes like yourselves manage to achieve success. But I would dare ask, if you did not possess the special status of having a Stellaron, and you were but an anonymous and frail member among the mass, a dystopia for the survival of the fittest, or a sweet dream paradise for all?
Mr. Sunday, even if the members of the Oak family can't fully agree on what to do about the Stellaron, now's not exactly the time. The Stellaron issue concerns the life and death of everyone on Penacony. If anyone has a better suggestion, the crew is more than willing to. This way, we'll at least know what Welt and Miss Robin are dealing with, and the reason why they failed to make our appointment.
Ah, Navigator. That is precisely my intention. With all let's talk about our tribulations and choices. Our idea and our final course of action. The only...
You mean to say that for the longest time, there have been scoundrels who would use this to...
Indeed, Dream Master. Once the Charmony Festival begins, the Stellaron's powers, along with the song, will be broadcast across...
This is indeed surprising to me. The dreamscape is maintained by the collective effort of the 5 families. Do you have any...
I'd like to ask, did you really not know of the Stellaron's existence?
I would have never thought that this Nameless would point the spear.
If I have offended, the Astral Express extends its sincere apologies. But the current circumstances are dire and leave no room for meticulous inquiry. We're doing this out of...
Dream Master, it's just to prove that the Charmony Festival has nothing to do with the Stellaron. If we're being overly cautious, I will return to the stage to offer tribute in song.
Sunday, Robin, I've watched you two grow up and know your dispositions like the back of my hand. The magnitude of this matter is enormous and cannot be taken lightly. Since Mr. Yang has asked with such earnestness, I will put Sunday. Might I ask you to beseech them to cast their light unto me and question me in their stead, so that no lie...
I will do as you command.
Robin, could I entrust you to be present as a witness, to document the truth, and to proclaim...
I will do as you command.
May thy will be carried out on earth.
Oh, triple-faced soul, please sear his tongue and palms with a hot iron, so that he...
Let us begin. There is nothing else.
Understood. Question. Have you devoted your life to your god, never worshipping...
Naturally.
Do you love your god as you do yourself, always heeding their admonishments?
Naturally.
Have you strayed from the path expected by your god, betraying their name?
Never.
Have you ever been inordinate with your asks of your god, coveting more than the foundation of the Creator?
Never.
Then, a final question. Do you swear to fulfill all vows, past, present, and future?
With the Eon as my witness, if I do not deliver on my words, or if I renege on my vows...
They have seen your faith, and have endorsed your faith. With this...
Just a moment.
What is it, Mr. Yang?
I have another question I hope to have answered. To my understanding, the family's harmony and prosperity have never relied on so-called divine laws. The god you both mentioned, are they truly Shipe?
Mr. Yang should know that those belonging to the family toil together as if they were kin, embracing solidarity and unity under their light. Such a delicate and complex symphony. Which other god could perfectly harmonize this, if not
Perfectly harmonize it. Therein lies the problem. It isn't an outsider lurking in the shadows who changed the harmony, but a dissonance that has surreptitiously emerged from within this very symphony itself. In the distant past, there existed an eon. With one flick of the wrist, they crafted the laws of the cosmos. Their followers formed the Beyond the Sky Choir, spreading solemn, and later, they fell. The route traversed by this eon clashed with the harmony, ultimately being absorbed and fused into it. The chorus that once reverberated across worlds fell silent, and though an eon may perish, paths with no masters still linger. In the all-forgiving harmony, echoes of bygone dissonance may subtly arise.
Mr. Yang. Being overly astute can be a detriment. Especially when you find yourself alone.
So this is how it is.
For the sake of our grand cause, Sunday, please afford these two an opportunity to rest.
What?
Sorry, Robin. It's just you. I did not wish for you to know this.
So, this is the true reason I can't sing? The shadow that envelops
We were never children of the harmony. Our ideal paradise could not have been crafted by Shipe. True bliss can within the foundation of law. Humanity establishes, and through harmony, we obtain order.
Unbelievable. To think that there would be remnants of the Order on Penacony.
What have you done with Mr. Yang and Miss Robin?
Don't worry. I just gave them some time alone to ponder their fates.
You should know that these actions make you an enemy of the Astral Express.
Should we need to stand against the Nameless, it would only be myself and the Oak family involved. But we haven't reached that point yet. Your efforts for the justice of Penacony are evident to everyone, and have been widely observed. Smart kid. You're just as...
If it is the Order that drove you to imprison Welt and Robin, and you're using them to coerce our compliance...
You're mistaken, Miss Himiko. They are in very safe hands, and just as the family has always proclaimed, Penacony and the entire universe have witnessed far too much innocent bloodshed. Natural selection. The world abides by this principle, establishing the well-being of humanity.
So you've decided to resurrect a dead Eon?
If Miss Himiko is interested, let's draw back the veil and speak candidly. I'm willing to divulge the unembellished truth as to the intentions of the Order's Pathstriders, so that you will make better judgment for the Astral Express, for Penacony, and for this stretch of the universe. So, come with me, everyone. Let us
Huh? Where'd he go?
Welcome. This isn't any location in Penacony's dreamscape. It's my inner world. The reason the scenery before you remains unchanged.
Did you do the same to Welt?
It's a tuning process. Stronger in effect and more draining on the mind. The gray-haired guest has experienced. Tuning allows you to intuitively grasp my feelings. Which also, now, everyone, Please look at the huge screen. From this point on, you will witness the numerous decisions I've faced. I've selected I believe after going through similar predicaments. Let's begin. The first... This story happened when Robin and I were very young. Later on. Robin and I lived a time with... That baby bird was tiny. We decided to build a nest for it, right? It was clear that if we left the fledgling, we decided that when it regained its strength, its destiny was determined. Now, I pass the power of choice to stick to the original plan and build a nest with soft net where the Charmony dove fell. Or build a cage for it and feed it, giving it the utmost care. I eagerly await your...
his intentions right now, but even if I was gonna release it back into the sky, it'd have to be strong enough to fly first.
I'm happy to see that you made a choice similar to... We passionately nursed it back to health. I watched it for a long while by the window. Finally, on the 137th attempt, it succeeded. The fall shattered its wings. It writhed helplessly in my... I deeply regret the choices we made. This story happened when I was appointed. It was during that period that he was a dream chaser. He told me he had a plan in place. He would buy back his children after hearing the dream chaser's story. I'll tell you the outcome soon. Will you do as I did, or will you remain silent? I look forward to everyone's decisions.
Surely it has some connection to the baby. I'd probably choose to ask the Bloodhounds to cease their pursuit.
I'm honored to witness you arriving at the same decision. Out of respect, I'll share with you first the outcome. He attained major success. After avoiding capture, he ran a business for a few years. Now then, did he realize the wish he set out to achieve? No. The last time I saw him was in the real world, where the hounds were going to permanently... He told me the reason he was in this predicament was because he conspired to usurp the head of the Alfalfa family. When I asked him about his two children, in the end, my heart aligned with the harmony, and the good deed I dared to undertake held no value, turning instead into a wrongdoing. It created a lamentable oppressor. As to your choice, I once again offer my heartfelt in the story this time. This story happened the day I was appointed the Oak family head. What surprised me was that the Dream Master had only come to deliver a letter to me. He let me read its contents, and it was a letter. The letter contained the usual pleasantries, anecdotes from her travels. Nothing out of the ordinary. Just as I...
Do you know who wrote this letter?
My sister, of course. But why would you personally visit me to hand me a letter from my sister containing mere trivialities?
to help you grasp the full scope of this issue.
From what the letter indicates, she must be in Caspelina 8, correct? She's too
correct. Has she mentioned anything about a stray?
A stray bullet?
A war has broken out on that planet. It is because of this very reason that Robin chose this destination. She hoped to ease the people's suffering with song, and was willing to brave mortal danger to deliver the IPC's medical supplies.
Is she all right?
If the operation was successful, she should probably be recovering in the field hospital. By the eon above, the bullet struck her neck directly, yet possibly as a reward for her consistent deeds of harmony, it didn't hit any vital arteries.
Those damned savages! How? Now you understand why she always wears such elaborate neck ornaments, don't you?
How could this happen?
It's all in the past, so please don't worry. I share this in the meager hope that you will understand the Harmony's limitations and predicament. Likewise, I've prepared one last question. What? Because this is merely a figment of imagination. A nightmare that has haunted me through countless... Would you still support Robin's journey on the path of harmony?
Miss Robin's courage is admirable, but the fact that she is also Mr. Sunday's younger sister? No, I doubt he'd wish harm on his own flesh and blood. No.
I am now aware of everyone's stances. Raising these questions merely serves to illustrate one point. The plight of Penacony cannot be salvaged by the Harmony. The true foundation for a sweet dream paradise. I know the suffering of being tormented, the turmoil of losing your way, how sorrow and even despair set in when matters don't work out. All of this causes me unending pain. We must teach the weak how to live a happy life. And this life isn't some noble propriety that the upper crust preaches, but in definitive terms, a way of survival that belongs.
So what is your definition of living a happy life?
Good question. Human consciousness is fundamentally an illusion, a cage known as self-worth. People lured in by this illusion make mistakes, yet still ask that external influences bear the burden. When one mistake after the next permeates the masses, they become impossible to trace. Thus, the amassing of these individual cages culminate to form a prison. A place dictated only by the rule of survival of the fittest. Nature is always accompanied by predation and sacrifice. Its antithesis is known as order. That is what I want to do. Unite people's happiness under the banner of order. They won't need to make bitter choices any longer, nor face the weaknesses of humanity. They can cast aside their primal instincts to build a haven for mankind. Simply describing thoughts is far too abstract, so allow me to provide a simple example. As you all may know, there are societal norms like weekend. During these hard-earned rest days, people are given the chance to extricate themselves from the stresses of everyday life. And it is only on these days that people do not have to adhere to the law where the strong prey on the weak. They can live out their lives happily during these brief intermissions. It's just a pity that, from where I stand, society's ideal system should be 7 rest days. Following Sunday, there should ensue a second, a third, and indeed an infinite procession of Sundays. This should be the face of the new world. Idyllic, eternal, peaceful days. And thus, every person can return to their base selves in this utopia. Some gaze in reverence at the stars, pouring their whole beings into calculating the distance between us and the isolated world of Pagana. There would be no need to bear the hardships of reality. Only in this way can humanity face the inevitable end with the purest of spirit. Miss Firefly, you who are stricken with entropy loss syndrome, you of all would surely understand this.
It sounds like a flawless theory.
But what is the price to attain all this?
The cost is minute, merely a personal and eternal sacrifice. If this paradise is to be maintained for everyone, someone must remain trapped in solitary awakening until the end of the cosmos.
Awakening. Which means that this so-called paradise is still a dream. Stepping into this paradise means forsaking reality, correct?
It is not forsaking, but transcending. Flesh, blood, sorrow, weakness. If the physical is the root of spiritual suffering, it is only logical that we defeat it.
But in this supposed bliss, people won't have defeated their demons. The chance to overcome their tribulations would be forever lost to them. In other words, it is an escape.
That's another way of understanding it. But there is no shame in escape. On the contrary, the seeds of escape exist in everyone's hearts. Don't you agree, Miss Firefly? And as for why life slumbers, it is because we are afraid to awaken from our dreams. But this is not in conflict with the grand plan. Only in acknowledging this can we truly understand the frailty of human nature, and from there, show compassion and protection.
I admit that you are a born leader. Your perspective on humanity brims with pessimism. But unlike you, I live for the self. From my perspective, individuals making choices for themselves is their birthright. The want to escape may be innate in the weak. But whether they are weak or not, it is not up to another to decide. Perhaps in your mind, you also view me as weak? Because I don't think so.
Since Miss Firefly has said her piece, the Astral Express will also naturally give you our answer. We'll leave it to you. Just as Mr. McHale instructed before. Tell him our choice.
What is this place?
Does this place ring any bells, Misha?
I don't know, but I feel a sense of
It's the realm within a dream bubble. This was left to the Astral Express by a Nameless, but weirdly, when we entered it, it was completely empty. Dr. Edward from the Dreamscape sales store told me that dreams are formed from memories, and a dream bubble can't take shape if its core is empty. So I thought you might be able to help us in unraveling this mystery.
I don't know much about dream bubbles, but if you want to figure out what this mansion is, I'll do my best.
I'm counting on you then.
Himeko, I still don't get it. Why were you so sure that Misha had a connection with this dream bubble?
I wasn't sure. It was just a hunch. But since Misha feels familiar with this place... Exactly. This is where you and Firefly encountered death, which we now know as dormancy. Considering its connection to Dreamflux Reef, it's not. The question now is, who brought you here? Based on the clues we have so far, it's unlikely to be that masked fool. We're drawing closer to the truth once more. Let's give Misha some time.
All right, but there are doors all over the place. I guess... maybe this way? I'm not entirely sure, but... let's give it a try. Wait, you managed to choose the right door on your first try? Weird. This place is quite different from the hotel. If I remember correctly, there should be a fireplace down that hallway. And the room on the other side was the toy room. Hold on. This doesn't make sense. Didn't I...
This could be a case of amnesia. Don't worry, Misha. It's common for everyone to forget certain aspects of the past. Since this place seems familiar to you, why don't we explore a few more rooms and...
Yeah, then let's check out the rooms I just mentioned. Tick-tock. Tick-tock. I heard some noises from the room. You and Origami Bird are friends? Yeah. It's a member of the Compass crew, just like Clocky and Miss Mirror. And there's more than just one Origami Bird. They follow Miss Mirror's orders and handle all sorts of jobs on the ship. They're the... Sailors? Can Origami Birds be sailors?
Could you tell us more about the Compass, Misha?
The Compass is a ship bound for the New World. Clocky and his partners travel through layers of fog to the depths of the sea. Whenever there is danger, Clocky will use a compass and guide the ship in the right direction.
That's a great story. But in the Penacony cartoon, Clocky and his partners have always lived in Dreamville, and...
Huh? Oh, that does seem to be the case. Weird. I clearly remember... Clocky arrived in the New World in the end.
Perhaps Clocky has a hidden past.
So, where has Clocky gone? Did he leave to protect Dreamville? Tick-tock. Tick-tock. Mikhail, that's the name. Now we all know him as the Watchmaker. So, who is he talking to? I'm sorry.
I don't know much about the Watchmaker.
Anything special about that name?
Mikhail is Grandpa's name.
Grandpa? Do you mean you're the Watchmaker's grandson?
But we haven't heard anything about the Watchmaker having descendants. And the name Mikhail is not rare. Could you tell us more about your grandpa, Mikhail?
Yeah, sure. He was a seafarer who fearlessly ventured into mysterious seas and storms. He was always on the sea and had lots of friends who accompanied him on his trip. He didn't want me to call him Grandpa because that would make him sound old. He believed he was still young. The name Mikhail was given to him by his parents, Mihaly and Elise. But every time he came back, he'd share his logbook with me and tell me about his adventures at sea. I want to become a great adventurer, just like him.
It appears that the seafarer has nothing to do with the Watchmaker. So where is your grandpa now?
He went off on a new journey, and it's been quite a while since I last saw him. I think I hear the sound of water.
You once mentioned there's a magnificent fountain up ahead. Look, there it is!
The water resembles a precious jewel, embedded in the dreams of all seafarers. Every time I gaze at the shimmering lights beneath the waves, it feels as though I'm back in this place.
Have you recalled anything, Misha?
Yeah, I saw these sentences in Grandpa's logbook. He used to say that despite the perils of the sea, whenever he stood on the deck in the afternoon, he often said that those moments felt like returning to his family's side. And the difficulties at sea didn't seem quite as challenging.
You know, I quite understand such sentiments. I'm not an elder. I was just being a bit sentimental.
Perhaps every adventurer far from home carries a fountain within their soul. Even though the other side of the sea remains shrouded in the unknown,
Yeah, while Grandpa was at home, we would stand by the fountain and place the compass, a toy boat that I made. Back then, I would ask him when I could go on adventures like him, and he...
It seems this Mikhail is truly a seafarer and has nothing to do with the Watchmaker.
Yeah. Based on Misha's recollections, the scenes in the dream bubble appear to be his childhood memories.
But this raises more questions. According to Misha, he was clearly born on an oceanic planet and led an ordinary life. Could this be some sort of metaphor? Perhaps the sea refers to the memory zone.
I'm sorry. I don't know, but my memories keep pouring out uncontrollably. Perhaps I'll remember more things if we go further. I wish to share your burden.
We're going to the opposite side, right?
No, we should turn left here.
Huh? Something feels different about this place.
This is it. I remember this corridor. Up ahead is Grandpa's study. It was in that room that I saw him last time.
The atmosphere in this room feels totally different.
Misha! You finally come!
Clocky! Here! Huh. Yeah.
Are those books on the bookshelf logbooks left behind by that seafarer?
Yeah. Whenever he came back, he placed a logbook on the bookshelf in his room. He described our world as a fountain. At some point, the sea started to gradually swallow up the land where people lived to ensure that everyone had land to settle on. He had to continue exploring the sea. On that day, he called me to his study, telling me that he was embarking on another journey. I asked him if I could go with him, but he said that my adventure lay elsewhere.
What sound?
He told me about a vast ocean in the sky. An ocean of stars. He spoke of a train that transports children with a desire to venture far away. He said that he knew the crew on the train, and that he had asked them to take me along. He said the journey I had always dreamed of would start there.
A train? Could it...
It's the Astral Express! I remember now. Grandpa's friends are a group of nameless who came to this world to resolve a disaster caused by... Then, he gave his pocket watch to me. It was his cherished treasure, appearing in every one of his adventure tales. He explained that difficult times were ahead. He said, as long as I kept moving forward, I'd eventually reach my desired destination. The distant sound of a train whistle.
Exactly, Misha! And then we followed that whistle, didn't we?
Yeah. I think I can still find the way we took back then.
This is the dream jigsaw, right? So we're supposed to find the exit. But where can we find the last piece?
Do you remember? You said you obtained a mysterious shard when you stumbled into this place.
Hey, the shape seems to match.
Looks like we're just one step from revealing the truth.
Good enough for killing time.
This is it. This is my room of clocks. While I spent my time waiting for Grandpa to return from his voyage. Well, here, I learned how to repair clockworking gears out of my fondness of precision mechanics. In my dreams, I was the captain of the compass. I was born and raised here.
So, this building in the dream bubble is your childhood home?
Yes, but not exactly. This dream bubble itself is my home.
Looks like you've remembered everything now.
Wait. Why does it feel like everyone else knows something I don't?
Marge, do you remember when she mentioned the clocky that only she could see?
Yeah, the little guy here, right? But we all saw him in Dreamflux Reef. Right.
Looks like everyone on the Astral Express has a childlike spirit.
The answer lies in the Astral Express. Her experience shows that neither Firefly nor Acheron can see this Clocky. And when we were in Dreamflux Reef, you may have noticed that for some reason, nobody outside of the crew had ever talked with Clocky. A mimetic life that can only be seen by a select few. It's just like a hidden message left by someone for the nameless.
But Misha can see Clocky too, right? They even grew up together. But Misha hasn't started the way of the Trailblaze yet.
That's the key to the mystery, March. Now, take a moment to recall. Have you ever seen anyone outside of the crew interact with Misha?
Wait.
That's the answer, March 7th. This dream bubble is the place where I was born. And I'm a dweller in this dream. Just like a memory zone meme. I should have stayed here and waited for you. But when reality and memories merged, I unconsciously pushed open that door and left the bubble with Clocky.
So it's not that the Watchmaker's dream bubble is empty, but rather the stuff inside ran away? And the whistle you heard was the sound of the express arriving at Penacony?
That's one way to see it, but I believe there's a longer story behind all this. How about we start with your name? Now, should we call you Misha, or...
Thank you all for helping me rediscover my true self. Now, please allow me to reintroduce myself. I was born on Lushaka, in the Presmere system. Adopted by seafarers Mikhail and Char. They gave me a treasure. Mikhail Char Legwork. Or simply, Misha. If you prefer, you can call me by a more familiar name. The Watchmaker.
So, you're the Watchmaker himself?
Unfortunately, that legendary figure is no more. As for the child who has been with you, he's the innocent protagonist of Misha's childhood dream. Friend of Clocky. A young apprentice. And this also marks the beginning of his journey, devoted to the Trailblaze.
At the end of the journey, I left this little flame, which I so cherished, in my deepest dreams, hoping to pass it on to the nameless of future generations. However, he somehow left the dream bubble and forgot all about his task. I apologize for all the confusion this caused.
Because he was born with a desire to trailblaze, wasn't he? I don't think Misha has forgotten his role as a guide. He remembered it, and that's why he mistakenly appeared as a hotel doorman in her dream from the very beginning. The one who brought our unconscious friend here must have been Misha. If that's the case, we encountered the Watchmaker's legacy from the beginning, didn't we?
Well, I have a sarcastic friend who says I always take big detours and end up back where I started. Perhaps that's what every nameless has to go through. But in the end, you found me. I'm sure you're all wondering what my legacy is. I believe my hound has mentioned the Stellaron and my wealth. If I may apologize, the Stellaron part is real. As for my wealth, however, it's nothing more than a baseless rumor. I left my homeland as a child and embarked on the journey of Trailblaze. I traveled to various planets until finally reaching Asdana, where I've been moving forward all my life, doing what I could to overcome the obstacles in my path. So, If you ask what's left within this worn-out train engine that can be called a legacy, I suppose it's the things that are still burning in the engine's furnace. Now that you're well aware of the current situation of Penacony, I certainly hope that you'll help me get this world back on track. But I'll leave that decision to you, for the path of Trailblaze is never paved by others. All I have for you is a story and 2 gifts. I want to give you my pocket watch. It has accompanied me throughout my long journey, guiding that naive child forward, and has been blessed with the presence of so many great people up to this day. And my hat, too. The one who navigated for me placed it on my head and planted a fanciful thought in my mind. Now, it's time for you to make your choice. Once you've made up your mind, open that door and enter the long dream of an old man. I'll be waiting for you at the end of this corridor of time.
All right, everyone. Let's make a decision. Although I don't think anyone will have any objections.
Of course. We've come this far. Surely there's no other option than moving.
In that case, it's unit. Then let's proceed together to the end of this dream. And tell me.
Mikhail, where are you going?
Someone has to step up and save Lushaka. So why can't it be me, Misha?
Please don't go. And if you must, please take me with you. Don't.
Even without me, you know how to proceed forward, brave Captain Misha. The compass is waiting for you. Now go, board that train and start your journey.
Where are you going, Mikhail?
I'm going to clean the floor in the parlor car. I've promised the conductor.
Wait, first tell me, did you fix this watch?
Yeah?
I know what it looked like before. Its chain was broken, the back case torn, and the marks on the dial all worn out. How did you manage to fix it?
Well, it's hard to explain, but I knew it could be fixed. It's the hands, Mr. Amundsen. Its hands were intact and pointing in the right direction, so I knew there would...
I see. You'll work with me from now on. Haven't you always wanted to tinker with this train? You're its mechanic now.
But I only know how to fix watches.
Don't worry. You've got what it takes.
Where are you going, legwork? It's time to head to our next stop. I'm staying in Astana with Rosalina and Tiernan.
I see. This place reminds you of home.
The people of Astana have only achieved a tiny victory, and still have a long way to go towards... Don't worry, not all journeys lead to the stars. Even if I leave the Express, our path of Trailblaze will continue.
Yeah. I knew you wouldn't stay on the Express forever. Leave in peace, my friend.
This is Mr. Amundsen's hat. But why?
When he departed, he said he would leave it to his best student. Well, farewell, legwork. Take care of Tiernan and Rosalina.
Where are you going, Watchmaker?
Don't worry, Micah. Just going on a little trip. Someone has to be at the forefront of the interstellar frontier, and I'm the only former Nameless in Penacony. So why can't it be me?
Because you're all we have! Have you forgotten about Tiernan? The cosmos is way more dangerous now.
But what will happen to Penacony if we don't find a way out? Ah, Tiernan. How could I ever forget him? I've spent countless sleepless nights asking myself why I didn't go with him. We Nameless won't stop. Don't worry, Micah. It's just a matter of getting back to my old profession. Just wait for me to come back. If I don't come back in one piece, then you'll become the next Watchmaker.
Where are you going, old man?
Oh, you're here.
Answer my question. What are you—
Relax, Gallagher. I just came up with a great idea.
Oh, come on! Aren't all your ideas just ways to get yourself killed? If you die too, the secret of the Stellaron will go to the grave with you.
Yes, I'm afraid there's no way out in Penacony, so I'll have to consider alternatives beyond Asdana. We'll organize a festival using the Watchmaker's legacy as a facade. And
so, a desperate struggle against the family?
Desperate? Don't we have you here, my friend? This task is challenging. Make sure to send an invitation to the Astral Express.
Misha! Where are you going?
Oh, it's you, Clocky. Last night, I had a long dream about the day.
Write it down? Why?
Oh, so I won't forget it. Do you remember how you—
Of course! You told me that when you were a kid, you lived in a room full of clocks. Those wall clocks and pocket watches grew up with you, and—
Yes, but what I didn't mention was I was a kid, and there was always a special pocket watch in my memories. I wanted to have a pocket watch like that too.
Yeah. Every night, we boarded the compass.
But you know what? It wasn't until the day my grandma gave it to me. It was a compass. So, your name should have been Compassy. And the Watchmaker is just a nameless.
We've arrived at Dreamflux Reef. So, where to next?
You know, Clocky, I don't think I'll be going anywhere else. I've traveled far enough, and it's time for a little break.
Oh. So, we'll set out again. When you're rested?
No, I'll stay here. And then, this is where it ends.
This is where it ends? You told me that the trailblazing expedition would never end.
Yeah, that's what I said. So now, it's up to you to decide your next destination.
My next destination? What's that supposed to be? I've been following you. Misha? You're acting weird today. If you're feeling down, we can just do what we usually do.
No, I'm not feeling down. As for clockwork, yeah, it resolves all problems in this dream. So, do you know what clockwork actually is?
I'm not quite sure.
Well, everyone gets lost at times. They may hesitate and doubt which way to go. That happens in this dreamscape and beyond. But don't worry. Everyone goes through moments of uncertainty and hesitation. Eventually, they gather the courage to make bold decisions. Whether it's calming, happy, angry, or sad. All they need is a little nudge to take that step toward where they truly belong. I'm leaving that little nudge with you, and I hope you'll share it with others. Such is the essence of clockwork, the will of the Trailblaze. Clocky's hands spin around non-stop, indicating confusion, frustration, and weakness. But ultimately, people still need to move forward.
Just like your hands, always pointing ahead. This is where my journey ends. From now on, it is your path to walk.
Trailblazing means taking paths your predecessors forswore and venturing even further. The Penacony in Mikhail's dreams does not belong to order.
I can't believe that Eon would cast a glance at Penacony at a time like this. Is it because of the resonance from the legacy of the Trailblaze? Or perhaps the bond between you is so strong that it even impresses an Eon?
Well, there might be another possibility. Perhaps they want to witness, on behalf of the fallen Eons, who will hold the future of Penacony.
If that's the case, on behalf of the Dream Master of Penacony and the 107,336 members of the Oak family, I'm cordially inviting you all to the Penacony Grand Theater to participate in the upcoming Charmony Festival. And, of course, you won't be in the audience, since the future of the Stellaron, Penacony, and even the entire cosmos is at stake. Let's draw a conclusion there. If you truly believe in Akavili's path, then show me their courage and determination.
Talent's maxed out. Does that mean he wants to fight us during the Charmony Festival?
I'm afraid so.
This is weird. Aren't Arc villains usually plotting some dirty conspiracy in the end?
Well, in my opinion, Sunday is deeply committed to his own philosophy, I sensed a strong conviction and a desire for dominance in him. That's why he'll give it his all in the upcoming battle.
Yeah, you're right. We've even dealt with a Lord Ravager of the Destruction.
Anyway, we can't leave the Stellaron unchecked. This is about trailblazing a bright future for Penacony and fulfilling Mikhail's and his predecessors' long-cherished wishes. Now that we've taken up the mantle, we can't afford to fail.
However, the same applies to the Order. The desire to dream, to slumber and escape reality. They've harnessed the will of an entire planet to create an eon.
What do you mean?
I believe Firefly is trying to say that she's heading off to another battle.
Before I left, the Destiny Slave told me that this journey would bring unforgettable rewards. Even though the script he gave me only had a few lines, I couldn't because one of the lines said, "I'll experience death 3 times in the land of the dreams."
3 times?
The first time was a painful death when I was stabbed by the Blade of Dormancy, which led to all subsequent events. The script will always come true, but in a way that will only be revealed when that page is turned. So now I've understood the meaning of my second death. And I am prepared to face it. If all goes well, my efforts will provide crucial support for you. Only by achieving victory in this battle can we secure a future for Penacony.
The most terrible form? Does that mean...
The true death, where everyone in Penacony loses themselves completely in the eternal sweet dream of the Order.
We must do everything we can to prevent that.
Have you made up your mind, Firefly?
Yes. Otherwise, I wouldn't be here.
Thank you again for your assistance for the Astral Express.
Yeah. Farewell, everyone. May your trailblazing expedition never end. I dreamed of a scorched earth.
Everyone, are you ready?
A new shoot sprouted from the earth. It bloomed in the morning sun and whispered to me. Like fireflies to a flame, life begets death. May we meet again in reality.
After today, Japella's name will disappear from cosmic history. And that's your next stop.
Land of the dreams.
I hope you find whatever you seek there.
You mean my 3 deaths?
Silverwolf told me about it. It's such a shame that it's not part of my script.
Well, I want to live. I'm never afraid of death. People die. And I am no exception. We have to choose where we want to rest forever.
Do you exist just to perish?
Are you not the same, Blade? The end you desire is not one dictated by others. If I were to die now, I would only be a weapon. Though its definition escapes me, isn't this the answer that ordinary people look for their whole lives? The tombstone that belongs to me once bore the inscription, Glamoth's Iron Cavalry. Then it changed to Stellaron Hunter. It will bear the name Firefly. And all the brilliance she showed at the end of her life.
That's quite unexpected, old man. Who would have... I can sense that this false sweet dream is coming to an end. The Nameless may be young, but they had the ability to achieve this goal. It's a shame you won't be able to see it firsthand. Maybe I won't either. Yeah, not just those Nameless. Even Mr. Wings is just like you. But in the end, we managed to do it. And now we can find solace. Well, I don't know if they really meant it, but... if longing for freedom means going to hell, then I'll be joining you soon, you old fool. Let's get together and have supper again in hell. Oh, I almost forgot. Here's to you. A glass of hello and goodbye, Trailblazer. To the imperfect tomorrow.
It's warm here, isn't it? You're lucky to have found shelter from the rain.
I was just following the scent of life. It's a shame these berries don't have much flavor.
Seriously? In case you didn't know, this fruit is pretty. It becomes extremely spicy. Have you lost your sense of taste?
I can still taste certain things. Before coming here, I stopped by a place called Orkron. It had barren cliffs and nights lit by bonfires. The flavor wasn't exactly sweet, but it left a lasting impression. When I think back on my past, I realize that don't worry about it. Losing oneself is a reality that every self-annihilator must face.
Well, congratulations on adding another footnote to your journey. By the way, are you always alone?
No, I had a companion in Orkron. She's a short, nameless girl who aspired to explore IX. She always said she'd walk a path deeper and farther than Akavilis. She became stagnant water.
Well...
condolences. I don't need them. The girl left with a smile.
That's proof that you're grieving.
Or perhaps I'm just afraid.
Afraid? I rarely sense that emotion from you.
I'm afraid I'll forget the 30 days I spent with her. Just like all the other days in my life. Most of them, I fear that those vivid red memories will fade away too.
Hard to imagine. A ranger accustomed to bloodshed.
Because I have experienced this warmth many times. Long ago, I promised someone that I'd bring it to more people. And that for every remaining moment of my life, I'd strive for... as long as this red color still lingers, I have a chance to fulfill that promise. In the end, it will lead me beyond the horizon of existence.
The one blessed by the sleeping and shapeless is considered. But you're right about one thing. After spending so much time near this stagnant water.
When will this rain?
Perhaps when the sorrows of the departed have finally...
Have you heard of a planet named Biari Scamandros, Don Hung? Half an amber era ago, the family held an unprecedented festival there.
Do you think the same thing will happen on Penacony?
Yes. Or how else can we explain it? The family deliberately used the Watchmaker's invitation to keep all the—
Because of the nihility, I'm rarely affected by the power of other paths, but somehow I can unconsciously infiltrate them. Maybe that—
I would disagree. Biaris Scamandros is not part of the credit system or connected to the Silver Rail. It's nothing more than a remote civilization sheltered by the Harmony. But if the family messes with Penacony, that would be like declaring war on almost half of the factions in the cosmos.
No, they don't. If they truly serve the Harmony, that is.
What do you mean?
The path in Penacony is impure. The Harmony here has impurities.
Do you remember the Ancient Swarm disaster? Tazeron, 2 paths lost their eons in that war. The Propagation and the Order. Coincidentally, their downfall is related to a
Shipe, the Harmony. Legend has it that they participated in the crusade against the Imperator Insectorum, and devoured Anna the Order for unknown reasons.
Holy Forgaroni. So you're saying that the 2 leaderless paths...
But I don't see any descendants of the Propagation in Penacony. Could it be that the remnants of Beyond the Sky Choir are hiding within the family, trying to resurrect a fallen eon?
I can't say for sure, but they're definitely planning something for the Charmony Festival.
Holy whoop-a-boo. Now, this is getting way too complicated. Is this—
The Charmony Festival will start soon. There's one thing that I need to confirm no matter what.
Time is running out. I have another plan.
Hold on. Are you thinking of using the Jade Abacus of Allying Oath?
Exactly. The assistance from the lawful Cloud Knights would be enough.
Think it over carefully. You can only use that once in your lifetime.
I have considered it thoroughly. My companions are... they're also once-in-a-lifetime treasures.
Are you the only one here, my child? The Nameless is quite the diplomat. Our secrets have spread like wildfire within the family. And this is a crucial moment for us. So, where is the chosen one who harmonizes?
What do you mean, Master? I'm right here in front of you, aren't I?
You know, she was supposed to be the star of the Charmony Festival.
But the plan has changed. As her brother, I know she doesn't want to sing for the Order. So I'll take her place.
You've always been wise beyond your years. I'm sure you understand the consequences of your choice.
If you consider this a betrayal, well, there can't be 2 suns in the sky. I'll step up and take down the other sun if necessary.
Do you believe in...
If karma exists, then everyone has their own karma. You have yours, and I have mine. And my karma has nothing to do with you, Mr. Gopher.
All right. Since you're willing to sacrifice yourself for her, I'll grant your wish.
Well, the compromise came sooner than expected.
You and your sister were born as twins of the Order. And one of you is destined to follow this path. Of course. The opening is near. Go, my child. Seize the power of the Harmony.
I have one final question. Why did you choose to bring the Order to Penacony? Wouldn't it have been better to choose a desperate world instead of a city filled with hope and dreams? Why?
It's for justice, my child. If we lose justice in our hearts, we'll make this...
So, it's not you who manipulates the dreamscape with the Stellaron, but...
Well, that's where our conversation ends. Go ahead. The 107,003...
I shall ascend to the heavens. Bathed in my light, my people shall flourish, while all evil shall be eradicated.
This is the interior of the...
It's quite exhilarating to be flushed into the air by Soulglad.
And not only that, the entire theater is eerily quiet. Even if we're late, let's explore around.